Someone could confirm verbally because I can't see the chat.
I can't see the screen.
No,
now.
we can't.
Let's see.
You
Try.
cannot? Okay. Let's see. Apologies for not having this.
And if not, Ramsey, what you can do is we don't have to share them. We can just repeat after you, bro.
Okay, let's do that. Good thinking. Right at the top. All right, guys, let me go first and you repeat after me. Everyone, please come off of mute and feel it in your body when you say these things. Yeah. Number one, I am a powerful solar professional.
I am a powerful solar professional.
Number two, I do business morally and ethically.
I do business morally and ethically.
Number three, I am successful, intelligent, and confident.
I am successful, intelligent, and confident.
Number four, I do not depend on luck or unrealistic possibilities.
I do not depend on luck or unrealistic possibilities.
Number five, I am making a positive impact in the world and in the lives of others.
I'm making a positive impact in the world and in the lives of others.
Number six, I radiate with confidence and people feel that.
I radiate with confidence and people feel that.
Number seven, I am building a renewable energy empire.
I am
building a renewable energy empire.
Number eight, therefore, money comes easily and frequently and in increasing quantities.
Therefore
money comes increasing quantities.
Fantastic. All right, let's go. Woo!
Let's go.
Yeah. Also, we're doing like mind training along with this whole thing.
Let's go. Let's
It's all
go.
about love. The full package.
That's right. Let's go.
Bro, you guys don't understand. I've unlocked all the mental training I could ever need. This is
All right. Sorry, brother. Just muted everybody out. And so it muted you out. Feel free to unmute yourself if you want to finish your thought, brother. Okay.
Oh no, I was just saying like I understand the full extent of this mental training. So that's awesome that y'all are doing this. Like, because I've seen that this stuff works. I know what you guys are doing. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started. So here's the deal. For those of you local ones, I'm going to be at the office at 11 a.m. It's in the third floor. Our sales meeting is in the third floor, 11 a.m. So you guys want to make sure that you're there. Some of you guys that haven't been there lately, I'm expecting you guys to be there today. But here's the deal. Doesn't matter. The people that need to show up will show up. Those people that want to have excuses can have excuses. It doesn't matter to me because we're going to the top regardless. And doesn't mean that you have to show up to that meeting and go to the top, because some of you guys are absolute studs. You could go to the top from your basement if you want, right? So let's get it going. As far as this particular training is concerned, we're going to get into the it's a leadership training, right? I've been involved in the direct sales industry, network marketing and direct sales industry for 22 years. Biggest team I ever built is 120,000 people. Biggest month I ever had is $300,000 in 1 month. So I made my first million by the age of 30, and it's all due to leverage. That's why when it comes to this particular business here, the majority of my income is overrides. The second biggest income is mentor sales, and the third biggest income is personal sales, right? And then it is the bonuses from the dealer fees, right? But that's something that I'm very, very proud of, because I can make a lot of money with closing deals myself, let's say, for example, but I'm not, when I close a mentor deal, 2 people are getting paid, right? The fact that my biggest checks, right, are override income checks is because of the team that we've built, because of a lot of you incredible people here. So today, I don't think I have done a specific leadership training on this call lately, which I will be doing a powerful leadership training at the Mentor Factory. I'm going to be training a lot at the Mentor Factory. So we're going to get into it. I don't have a PowerPoint, but I do have a Word document that we're going to get into. So there's about 35 to 40 things that I've got jotted down. I'm not going to get into it all. I'm going to get into about 10 because that's about what we're going to have time for today. Next week, we're going to do another episode of this and hopefully finish it off next week. If not, we're going to have to go to the following week. But we're going to go with number one. So in building, this is not just selling solar. This is also building a business. Selling solar, let's face it, you don't need that much leadership skills to sell solar. You can just be a sales guy that only cares about sales, which there's nothing wrong with that. I want to make that clear. But if you want to lead others, if you want to have leveraged income, if you want to get paid for work that you don't do, leadership is an absolute must, okay? So the first one that we've got here, step number one is you've got to keep learning. The best direct sales and MLM leaders work harder on themselves than they do on their business. That is why you guys connect to the Monday trainings, to the Tuesday trainings, to the Bobby Smith trainings, to all of the trainings that we've got going on, to the Super Saturdays, to the Mentor Factory, to the convention, right? You got to have these trainings locked into your memory and locked into your calendar. A leader never misses a big event. I want you guys to put what the big events are in our business in the chat. So I want some participation here, which, by the way, asking for participation as a speaker is one of the keys to being a good speaker. Asking for participation. So I'm going to ask you guys for some more participation here, which is not a lot to ask for. Here's a participation I'm going to ask. Those of you guys that have your cameras off, turn your cameras on. Okay? We make it easy. The world is easy, right? Look, before we started this, I ordered this. Uber Eats, right? I love this place called Egg and Bird. Phenomenal. It's like white rice, some vegetables, chicken, and over easy eggs. One of my favorite things to have for breakfast. My point with that is life is comfortable these days. Here's the cycle of how this works. I'm kind of going a little bit off topic here, but you guys will see why. Life is super comfortable, and here's how it works. There are times in history where life is tough. Therefore, it creates tough men and women. These tough men and women make life easy. That easy life makes weak men and women. Okay? And weak men and women create tough times, and the cycle repeats itself. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in those easy times. Even dating has become easy, right? You don't even have to worry about that awkward moment like, hey, how you doing? Can I buy you a drink? Just swipe left or swipe right? And either they're interested or not. Oh man, no rejection. Oh, I'm hungry. I don't even got to make anything. Before, I could go to the drive-thru. Now, click a couple buttons, pay on my phone, food gets delivered here. My point is that life is so easy, and it creates not the strongest people, to put it in a nice way. So when we ask, you don't have to show up to a training. You don't have to get dressed up, drive. You could just be in your pajamas and show up. And some people want to show up and they don't even turn on their camera. So that may be me throwing, as we say in Spanish, a pedrada, like throwing a rock at you. But hey, listen, if the shoe fits, put it on, right? I'm unapologetic because guess what? I'm not here to tell you or tickle your ear. Like, I'm a Christian man. I don't like the pastors that don't talk about the hard stuff. I like the pastors that talk about the hard stuff, about the book of Revelation. Just like I like the trainers that talk about, hey, here's where you're messing up, right? You're not doing right. Here's what you got to do right. Get your, out of your, All right, let's keep it going. Number 2, they lead by example. How about you? What if you have some team members here and you're not on camera? Now, somebody may think, well, JC, I'm not on camera, but I don't got no team members here. But guess what? You're telling your subconscious mind that you are that person. Your subconscious mind, when it comes to success, think about this. You have a thermostat. Let's say 100, at 100 degrees, very hot, right? Extremely hot. That is success. Some people's natural thermostat is at a 60. That's your default. But you know that you got to get to 100 to achieve the levels of success that you want. But your natural thermostat is at 60. Your subconscious mind is your natural thermostat, your default thermostat. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay? How you do anything is how you do everything. So you want to lead by example. Always lead by example. with the things that you want your team to do or your future team to do. Okay. That's what the top earners in this industry do. Okay. Never ask your team to work harder than you do. Be the type of sponsor that you wish that you had, and be the type of person that you want to sponsor, right? Be the type of person that you want to sponsor, because a lion will attract lions. Lion gives birth to lions. Eagles give birth to eagles, right? Somebody's off of mute. Please make sure that you're on mute. Let's make sure somebody's off. Everybody's on mute. And if not, we're gonna have to take some people out of here if they don't put themselves on mute. So make sure that you are leading by example. Okay, guys, your team is consistently watching you, so you got to set the bar high. In fact, set the bar so high that even if they do 10% of what you do, you're going to be thrilled. Ask yourself this question when leading by example. These questions at the end of the night. How many of you guys know what I'm going to say when I say these questions? Some of you guys may know. Here's your question number one. If my team did what I did today, how much money would we make? Oh, that's a good question. This is leadership. Don't expect people to do the things that you're not willing to do. Are you getting on these trainings consistently, or are you getting on these trainings when it's convenient, when you read a subject that's interesting to you? Or are you leading by example? And see, this is one of the keyest things I'm going to give you, dude. I'm telling you, and I'm going to give you a gold nugget. Even if you don't understand it yet, write it down. You're not only doing this for the example you're setting for others, you're doing this for the example you're setting for yourself and your subconscious mind. If you haven't studied the conscious and the subconscious, you need to study the conscious and the subconscious mind. There's a lot of books on that. Your subconscious mind determines your identity. You will create an identity about yourself, whether consciously or unconsciously. You are developing who you are. Like a kid between 0 and 7 years old, even the Jesuits would say, give me a child till he's 7 and I'll give you the man. They understood this a long time. This is some deep stuff. This is some deep, deep things I'm going to tell you. My sons, 2 sons, when they were born, when they came out of the womb in the hospital with my wife in the bed next to me, they come out of the womb and I start speaking greatness into them. Both of them. As soon as they were out, I said, you're destined for greatness, son. Maximus, I've been telling them since you was a baby, you're destined for greatness. You're going to be champion of the world one day. So you're going to be a great man one day. You're going to lead a lot of people, right? Now he has a goal, which just to be a better competitor is I'm a warrior. I'm a champion. I'm a child of God. Yahuwah, the creator, is on my side and protecting me, right? But my point is, the things that you do set in your subconscious mind. So you've got to lead by example, even if you don't have a team, even if nobody's there to see what is it that you're doing, because one thing you can't get away from is what you're building in that subconscious mind. Let's go. The next one, you want to become core yourself. This kind of goes hand in hand with leading by example. Core means someone who is persistently, consistently prospecting, selling, recruiting, and training others to do likewise. Someone, I got to repeat it, who is persistently and consistently prospecting, selling, recruiting, and training others to prospect, sell, and recruit. That's what we do, man. That's what I do. I do a couple of things. Now, every one of those things has a lot of tentacles, but in a nutshell, what do I focus on every single day? Prospecting, right? And in prospecting, that means following up. That's one of the tentacles of prospecting, right? Selling, one of its tentacles is following up. Recruiting, training, and I teach other people, here's what I do. Here's a system that we've got. Here's a welcome video. Here's the Team Freedom Training website. Here's what you should be doing, et cetera, et cetera. You want to follow the 8-point system if you want to be core. If you guys don't know, it's on YouTube. It's on the Team Freedom Training Academy. The 8-point system, it is 8 points. And I tell you what those 8 points are. I tell you what those activities are and how many points each one of those activities generate. Trust me, if you focus on that and you get 5 people to focus on that, you are done. But let me tell you how this works. Some of you guys that are new, I've been selling. I started selling door to door at the age of 10. I was selling chocolates door to door, believe it or not. At 10, I realized I'm making 2 quarters per chocolate because my mom helped me buy the chocolates wholesale for 50 cents. We sold them for $1. I was making 2 quarters. The kids in my apartment complex were like, dude, you're rich. Long story short, I said, I'll give you a quarter for every chocolate you sell. Remember, I'm making 2. So now I fell in love with override income at the age of 10. Because I have 4 kids selling chocolates door to door, and I'm making a quarter while they're making a quarter. So I said, damn, I was destined to do this business, right? Override income, right? But my point is this. When you become core, the 8-point system is simply a system to keep you on track. In the beginning, for me, I got so many years of sales experience. It took me, excuse me, about 5 weeks to get my first sale. But I was nonstop, every day prospecting, door knocking, 5-6 days a week. And it took me 5 or 6 weeks to get my first sale. Jonathan Brunelso closed my first sale. And that first sale canceled. Now I got 30 years of sales experience, really, but I really started at 18, right? So 22 years sales experience. And I went full time. I didn't feel disappointed when it took me that. I thought within a week or 2, I'm going to get my first sale. It took me 6 weeks of full-time effort. Some of you guys may be in the business 2 months, 3 months, and you haven't got a sale yet. Let me tell you something. This is like the airplane going off of the runway, right? The airplane going off of the runway uses a majority of its gas on takeoff. But then once you're cruising altitude, you're good. But right now you got to focus getting your couple of sales, right? Getting a couple of recruits. Some of the recruits that you bring on board may not stick around. That's okay. You become core. Now, once you get to mentor, you want to put all that effort into getting to mentor. Once you get to mentor, you got to be persistent and consistent with prospecting for both buyers and recruits. Prospecting, selling, recruiting, and training them. Follow the 8-point system. Keep plugging into the system and more things will start making sense. It'll start making more sense. It'll start making more sense. And trust me, follow the process, right? Let's go. Number 4, you got to have a long-term vision, okay? With explosive spurts. Now, I don't know if I spell spurts the correct way. Looks like it's telling me I didn't. So notice this. You don't have to be, spurts. Oh, good. I wasn't even sure. Here's one thing I learned a long time ago. I'd rather, you don't have to be the smartest person to make a lot of money. One of my mentors asked me a long time ago, would you rather say I am smart or would you rather say I is a millionaire? I'd rather say I is a millionaire, but I'd rather say it right? Rather be smart and rich. So anyways, the point is you got to have a long-term vision. This business is a marathon. It's a sprint and it is a relay. A lot of times you hear people in this industry saying, oh, this marathon is this business is a marathon. And even though that may be the truth, yes, but it is not the full truth. You understand what I'm saying? This business is 3 things. It's a marathon, it is a sprint, and it is a relay. Okay, so here's the deal. What do I mean? Marathon means you have long-term vision. I heard one time Pitbull say, pasos cortos, vista larga. But he's Cuban, so he said it more like pasos cortos, vista larga. Something like that, right? It's not a good Cuban accent, but you get what I'm saying, right? So that means short steps, long vision. Short steps, long vision, okay? Here's what I mean. Brick by brick. Let's say you're going to build a brick wall. You don't focus on the whole wall. You focus on put one brick down as perfectly as possible. Put the next brick next to it perfectly. And as you're building it up, you put the next brick as perfectly as possible. You focus on that one brick. And if you focus on brick by brick, every one brick perfectly, eventually that brick wall will be a perfect brick wall. What is that brick by brick? That brick by brick is the day by day. If today, I forgot to finish those questions that you ask yourself. Number 1, if my team did what I did today, how much money will we make? That's number 1. Number 2, would I work with me? Or would I like to be sponsored by me? Imagine you're trying to recruit somebody. Are you the sponsor that you would like to have? Are you the person that you would like to buy solar from? Oh, that's a good one. The next one is, Do I deserve to sleep tonight? Guess what? If you're following that 8-point system, that's going to make sleeping a little bit more sweet if you did it right, and a little bit less sweet if you didn't do it right. You know, the good book says the sleep of a laboring man is sweet. The sleep of a laboring man or woman, of course, right, is what? Sweet, right? There's a Chinese proverb that says, he who rolls up his sleeves shall never lose his shirt. He who rolls up his sleeves, let me put this back here, shall never lose his shirt. So, do I deserve to sleep tonight? If my team did what I did today, how much money will we make? And would I buy for me, or would I work with me? Those are the 3 questions you got to ask yourself at night. So, a marathon. Then the next one is a sprint, then the relay. So the marathon, we get it, long-term vision. The sprint, what is a sprint? It is easier to build this business fast than to build it slow. That means when you get started in the fast start training, I get into a list of 1 to 200 people. I give you the script, and you want to explode through that list. You want to practice the script, feel comfortable with the script, and fire off phone calls. You want to attend the trainings. You want to try your very best to get your first 5 bills ASAP so you can present a couple and get a sale, right? Plug into everything. You want to explode off the block. And then the relay. What is a relay? The relay is a duplication. See, some of you guys you ever see people running the relay race, and it's a team members. So then they have the baton. Then one guy passes the baton to the other guy. The other guy starts running before his teammate gets there. And then as he's running, they pass the baton. Boom, then they go. Then he passes it to the next guy, and then they go. That is a relay. That is a duplication. See, you may be a mentor right now closing deals, but here's your question. How many mentors are you helping your team, people become mentors in your team? So if you become a good mentor, which, by the way, when you guys get a chance, check out topmentoracademy.com. That is a training I'm recording this Wednesday. 5 hours on exactly what I did to become the top mentor in the company 2 years in a row. Okay, 22 years of experience. That's going to be a training that's going to be for sale, right? But my point is this. Having that long-term vision with explosive spurts, you have to understand that this business is a marathon, sprint, and a relay. You got to duplicate others. Right now, I've got over 40 lines of business that are mentors. Over 40 personally sponsored people that are mentors. If you're a personally sponsored mentor of mine, I want you to type in the chat, me. I personally recruited you and I personally sponsored you and you're a mentor, I want you to type in the chat, me. Okay? So we get an experiment. Okay? So if you are in this for the long haul, you're going to focus on building your business and yourself daily, and understand that over an extended period of time, the compound effect will take over. Check this out. If that's what you focus on, you're going to understand that over an extended period of time, the compound effect will take over. What is that compound effect? What is that compound effect? Okay, here's what the compound effect. I appreciate you guys getting on here. So I appreciate you guys on the chat. Thank you. And there's a couple more that may not be paying attention. So here's the deal. It's called the slide edge. I want you guys to write down slide edge. And here's what I want you guys to do. Let's see if I got a whiteboard here. See, when I get on and I do these trainings, I try my best to give you guys my best, right? That's a good one. I try my best to give you my best. Apps, let's see if I got, no, it's not on apps. And if not, you guys are just going to have to watch me and see what I'm doing. Maybe I can't use a whiteboard when I'm sharing my screen. Who knows? Okay, it is what it is. So check this out. Here's what I mean about the slide edge. You guys have heard me say this very often. Slide edge. You got guy A and guy B. You draw a line front, you draw a line front. Guy A on top, guy B on the bottom. Guy A on top says, I'm going to attend the training. I'm going to follow the 8-point system. Guy B says, I'll start next week. I'll be on training, but I'm going to have my camera off because I'm multitasking. I'm like half paying attention. Let's be honest. Chances are, if your camera is off on not only this training, but any training, you're not really 100% here. And let me tell you who are the people as a leader that are going to ask you for more help. The people that don't plug into trainings. It's a fact. Or the people that half plug in. We ask you for an hour of your time, right? So guy A and guy B. Guy A is doing the simple disciplines. Guy B is doing the simple errors in judgment. Guy B is more comfortable. Why? Because maybe he's playing with his kids, or he's multitasking. He's talking to somebody else. He's watching TV while he's listening to this, right? He's more comfortable. Guy A is less comfortable because they're here, they're focused. Guy A says, I'm going to wake up early and hit the gym, get my day started early, drink a bunch of water, get my workout in. Guy B says, I'm going to sleep in today. Can you see a difference after one day of those results, of those efforts? No, you can't see a difference right now. Guy A is uncomfortable. Guy B is very comfortable. But here's what happens. The slide edge goes like this. It goes, then guy A starts to go up like a hockey stick. Guy B, over time, starts to go down. 5 years, 10 years later, guy A took the business seriously. Guy A has 1,000 people on his team, 2,000 people on his team contributing to his income. He's known as a solar professional. He makes multiple six figures just off of referrals that call him. Multiple six figures just off of referrals that call him because he understood what? Principle number 4. Duh, we're on 4. The long-term vision. In the training, he heard us say, you got to get 200 people as soon as humanly possible to know that you are the solar pro. So 5 years, 10 years from now, guy A is getting paid off of 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people's efforts in the comp plan, between 150 and $1,000 per sale that they do. They're doing 200 to 400 sales a month. My team in April did 420 sales in April, right? Making multiple six-figure incomes just on the sales that people that call him. Check this out. No bullshit. I'll give myself permission to lie there. I mean, not to lie there, but to cuss there. Watch this. Look at this message. You guys can see in the video. This is a customer. This is a customer right here in the bottom that I sold them to. I followed up for over a month, over a year with this guy. Good morning, JC. Just a heads up. I gave my neighbor, Nick Memetias, your contact number. He has been looking into solar and would like to see what you can offer him. It's right here. Look at the date. This came in at 10:03 after we started this meeting. I get why? Because I'm out there. I'm shaking more hands. I'm getting more rejection than you. I'm shaking more hands than you. I'm making more follow-up calls than you. I'm training more people than you. And I'm not necessarily talking about everybody here. I'm just using the you as an example, right? Some of you guys may be doing more than that than me. But my point is, those people I get out there. But guess what? A master was once a disaster. I teach my son, the professional, the champion, has lost more times than the amateur has even tried. For those times that he has a tough session in jiu-jitsu, I tell him, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. You know, the hammer's smashing, the nail's getting smashed. Last Saturday, he told me, Daddy, today I was a hammer, huh? I said, you sure were, son. You beat everybody. But sometimes you're the nail, but that's what gets you tough. Same thing in business. Write this down. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. Sometimes you're slamming the deals, closing the deals, recruiting the people. You feel like, woo, top of the world. What am I going to do with all this money, man? Woo! Rolling around in a limousine and my gators, woo, kissing babies. You guys know Ric Flair. You got the Ric Flair energy going on. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm dating myself here. So long-term vision, build it brick by brick. Number 5, encourage your team to learn and grow. Encourage personal development in your teams. Direct sales leaders promoting and encourage personal growth to everyone on their team. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk about the 8-point system here. Guess what's in the 8-point system? Personal development. That is a part of the 8-point system. Here's your philosophy as a leader. Not to use people to build your business, but rather use your business to build people. If you use this business, this is a form of personal development. Look, man, this is one of the best books that you're going to get in direct sales. I got 2 copies of this book. Okay. If you look at this book here, I open up to the middle of it. It's highlighted, right? Let me let this person in. I got a bunch of highlighted pages. Here's some more. Why? Because this is what I read. When I am building, when I got free time, if I'm on my lunch, I'll either watch them. I do give myself on my lunch break permission to watch some MMA news, mixed martial arts news. That's like what I watch, right? Guess what? But when I'm chilling, when I'm in the restroom, I got my books. When I got some free time, I got my books. Building an Empire by Brian Crow. This dude is worth over $40 million today. That's one of the best books you could read on building your business. Leadership books. Everybody should read. I'm going to give you a couple books to read. Building an Empire by Brian Carruthers. Okay? Check this out. We're talking about leadership. Look at this book here. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I got this book in 2001. It's the same book I got. Look at how it's highlighted and look at how old it is. Look at this. Would you look at this? Somebody come look at this. Would you look at this? That's my Kevin Hart impersonation. Look at this. Magic trick. Boom. It's so old. It's got my signature from 2000. This is when I started network marketing. I still have this book. It's a gem. One of the best books on leadership that you could read. Of course, the scriptures, the Bible. I read the original scriptures, right? With the original names. Think and Grow Rich. There's another one. The Laws of Success from 1925. This is a complete Think and Grow Rich book. It was watered down. Henry Ford read it and said, that's too much information. Water it down 3 times. Then Think and Grow Rich came. Some of you guys didn't know that. You want to get The Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill, 1925. That's a complete book. Look at this. It's a massive book. And I got all of my stickers here for my notes, right? The point is encourage personal development. Let's go. Number 6, follow a system. If you want to be a better direct sales leader, you must follow and teach a system, a simple system for your team members to follow. Great direct sales leaders follow proven simple system. Okay, they have a system for their teams to leverage. They know that the average person needs a step-by-step instructions to become, instructions because they have never done this type of business before. So who could tell me what is some of the system that we have in this business? What is some of the system that we have in this business? Okay, here's a system that we have in this business to give an example. Here's a system I teach. Certification, fast start training, game plan interview. And in the fast start training, we get into their whys, their list, how to contact their list, the scripts for the list. When I do the game plan interview, we set the goals for their first sale, their 3 sales, their 5, their 8 sales. If they want to become mentor or not, the type of prospecting that they're going to do, there's a system, teamfreedomtraining.net. If you could go create a free account there. All of the trainings for new people under module 1 are there. Then you got intermediate, you got sales presentations by Jonathan Brunasso and myself. I mean, it's jam-packed, okay? Some other leaders in the company have other systems that they have, but it's got to be a system that is duplicatable. Let's go. Number 7, you got to be plugged in with your successful upline, your successful leadership. One of the most important direct sales leadership qualities is to be coachable. Be coachable and plugged in with your upline, right? Smart leaders are plugged in with their plugged in upline leader. Is the leader that you follow plugged into the system? Look, some of you guys, I told you, some of you guys are on here. I've said this to you before, so I'm going to say it. I'm not going to point you out, but I'm going to say, I'm talking about you. Some of you guys that have worked with me in the past used to be super coachable. Then you come to this business and you're making more money than you were in those businesses and you're not as coachable as you used to be back in the days. My encouragement would be stay green, stay coachable, keep plugging in. Is every training that you plug into going to be like the most mind-blowing training? Of course not. That's impossible. But even if it's one small thing that you catch, it is worth it. Not only that, you're setting the example for your subconscious mind and for other people, and it's becoming a habit and it's just a routine. Mondays at 10 a.m., we are here. 10 a.m. Pacific, that is, right? 1 p.m. Eastern. Tuesdays at 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. Pacific, Jonathan Brunasso's training. Building with Bobby on Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific. Monday evenings, today, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, opportunity presentation. Be plugged into the system. Let's go. Number 8, practice edification. Use edification whenever possible. Edification is a secret sauce to this business. Edify others whenever possible. Don't speak badly about your upline, crossline, downline, or other companies in the industry. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Okay? Here's something else about edification. Edification is also used a lot to recruit people, right? I'm not going to get into the training on edification, but you want to practice edification. Edification is so incredibly important. Guess what? You also edify. You edify the trainings. You edify the events. Let's say I get Syed. Syed, this is a true conversation. I said, Syed, here's the deal, bro. We got a training coming up. There's 2 events that you absolutely cannot miss for the goals that you want to hit. And guess when I find out the goals, dude? I find out the goals in the game plan interview. That's where I ask them. There's 3 people. People that want to supplement their income, people that want to replace their income, or people that want financial freedom. So when this dude tells me, JC, I want financial freedom, now I know, woo, let's put that theory to the test. As I said, you want financial freedom, my brother. There's 2 events you got to register for yesterday. Do you have a time machine? Can you register yesterday? No, great. Then you could register today. Mentor Factory, corporate convention. You want financial freedom. If they want financial freedom or replace their income, they got to be at these events. 100%. Everybody agrees. Nobody disagrees. And if they disagree, that means that they're not in their right mind or they don't know any better. Okay? You got to be at these events. Guess what? He lives in Chicago. You know what he did? Boom, bought the tickets, got people from his team to buy the tickets. He's been in this business less than a month. He's already registered to go to the convention. Excuse me, to go to Mentor Factory with people from his team. Why? Because I edify the convention. I edify the Mentor Factory. The more people that you have at these events, guys, you go to Mentor Factory and to the convention with 10 people from your team, boom, you're done. You show up to those events with 10 people from your team, especially 10 different legs of business. I know that's not easy to do. I'm just saying, but the more people, it is a real estate game. What do I mean by that? Every chair is a piece of real estate at any event. At any event. Every person on here is a piece of real estate. You imagine you have 10 people on listening to this information. 5 people, 15 people. You're increasing your real estate in that sense. So for the Mentor Factory and for the convention, you want to have as many people. You got to think bigger, faster, which is one of the leadership qualities that we're not going to get into today. I'm giving you a bonus. Think bigger, faster. Les Brown says, it isn't that people aim too high and miss. Is that they aim too low and hit. So the next one, treat everyone well. That goes without saying. Amazing leaders treat everyone well. Treat the little guy as well as you do the top earners. Without the little guy, there are no top earners. Be nice to people regardless of what they do or don't do in the business. Here's the deal. One of the things that when I came in here, I noticed in this company that some of the leaders would see when somebody would ask them a question, how deep in their organization they were. And they would say, oh, go talk to somebody else. That's bullshit. Excuse my language. That's bullshit. I answer people's questions even if they're not on my team. Don't get me wrong. Not every time, not every one, because I just don't have the time. But I don't care if you're my 6th level or my 7th level that I don't get paid on. Doesn't matter. You need the help. That is a lesson in leadership. And I told some of these people, you shouldn't do that shit. Not only that, sometimes they would even tell people, hey, I really focus on my first 3 levels. And I'm like, dude, dude, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. It's one thing to not help them. It's another thing to tell them that you're not helping them because they're not close enough to you in the comp line. That is crazy to me. Treat everyone well. The last one that I'm going to get into today, you want to find ways to recognize people. One of the most important things in direct sales leadership qualities is praise. Here's the deal. In this book that I shared with you guys, How to Win Friends and Influence People. In this book, Dale Carnegie was the richest man in the early 1900s. He was in the steel business. He's a guy that hired Napoleon Hill to write this book. By the way, it was Dale Carnegie. So anyways, he says people will work for money, but they'll die for recognition. People, my buddy David Rendon gave me this quote. He says, people will cry, recognition, babies cry for it, soldiers die for it. You want to recognize people even for the smallest things. People crave recognition. This is quite perhaps the easiest thing that you could do to improve production in your team and to be a better direct sales leader and person. Here's the deal though. That's why we ask for wins in the beginning of this thing. I wish a company had ranks. If it was my company, we would have ranks that people hit and make it a big deal. So I created some ranks within my company that we've implemented, but not as good as we should, and we will. Next Super Saturday, we're going to be recognized people that hit these ranks. But recognition is incredibly big. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys got value from this training. I got 10 minutes to get to my office, so I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to open it up for 2 minutes for any questions. If you guys want to stick around, stick around. If you got to get going, you got to get going, right? So I'm going to open this up for some questions, and then we're going to wrap this up. Let me stop recording here.
Hey, great training, man.